Where am I? Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Mad as a Goat. I'm doing another topic suggestion, this time by... And she suggested a rant about the downfall of education because instead of training our teachers and raising the standard for their intelligence or anything like that, the government has decided a much more intelligent idea would be to give all students like laptops or iPads or some fucking gay bullshit like that. You're probably wondering, what's wrong with that? Well, I don't know, it goes in the opposite direction of learning. Think about it. When you do an essay by hand, you have to know a few things before you begin. Firstly, you have to have good grammar, or else it's just going to look retarded and look like shit. Secondly, you have to know how to spell. And thirdly, you have to know how to fucking write. But these motherfuckers are so stupid, they're like, no, it's a good idea, it will help them learn. Because being able to look up anything on Google and get an answer like that is a much better way to learn instead of, I don't know, using your fucking brain. And people are like so surprised that the government's going for this. Think about it, everything's computerized nowadays. I mean, our generation loves computers. We fucking love them. Without them, our lives would fucking suck. But even we know it's a fucking bad idea. Computers are good for entertainment, calculations. That is it. You can't just apply them to fucking everything. It's fucking ridiculous. And it's making people lazier. I said this in a previous rant, like how now instead of having a cashier at the supermarket, now you do self-serve. What the fuck is that bullshit? Why am I paying premiums on the fucking stuff I buy if the cashiers just stand around looking at me while I scan my own shit? I feel like a fucking retard. It'd be like going to one of those gelati vans going, I'd like a choc top, and they're like, okay, give me your money, alright. What? You gonna go get a choc top? Well, what the fuck is this shit? I mean, you wouldn't accept it there, but they accept it everywhere else. Instead of using your brain and actually going through a process and learning, it's better to just go on the computer and have that give you all the answers. Well, guess what? What's gonna happen when our generation is brought up on computers instead of our brains, and then they stop thinking and they stop learning? Who's gonna update these archives on the internet? Who's gonna maintain the internet? We're all gonna be retarded zombies. We're not even gonna know how to walk or eat. We're gonna be a bunch of drones just stumbling over each other going, I need an app. I'm thirsty. I need an app. It's fucking ridiculous. That's another thing. How apps are associated with goddamn everything. I understand for entertainment purposes and advertising. Yeah. It makes sense. But for your fucking insurance, an insurance app, I'm sorry, that's a pretty serious thing. And banking, that's another one. They use apps for that, and then people are so shocked when a computer malfunctions and they have a bunch of money go missing. Oh, a computer malfunctioning, that's unheard of. It's not like they have critical errors with like fragmenting or anything like that. How did that happen? And it just goes to show you that the last generation really loves computers more than our generation does, and isn't actually thinking about how a computer works. It's not something that thinks. I've said that. I did a whole rant on how computers don't think. But these people still think, yeah, but they can teach. No, they can do the opposite of that. They can teach someone how to use that particular device, but that's about it. You're going to learn how to use the iPad. You're not going to learn too much else. Like they say, oh, but we put math games on there. No kid's going to pay attention to the fucking math game. As soon as you leave the room, they're like, exit, and they're on the internet downloading something. Because guess what? Our generation grew up with this technology, so we know how to hack it. Like at high schools, right? Now, everyone experienced this, where they had blocks on the computers, you couldn't go to certain sites. But everyone eventually figured out how to get around that. And that's at a school. So how is a parent who's using technology to teach their child going to block it so they're not looking at dirty shit? If you give a 6-year-old an iPad and they type something just a little bit off into Google by accident because, I don't know, they were never taught how to fucking spell, they're going to see some pretty fucked up shit. And if they were never taught about mathematics, how are they going to fucking understand their payslip when they first get a payslip? That's if they even get a fucking job. They're not going to know what currency is. They're not even going to know who they are. They're going to be completely brain dead and relying on electronic pulses to do their thinking. I know our brain is a bunch of electronic pulses, but it's a lot more complex than a fucking computer. It's fucking ridiculous. This was a pretty crappy rant because seriously, trust a woman to give a topic that how do I derive comedy from this? Give me an answer, please. I got fucking nothing. I can do any type of rant you like, but she always chooses like, oh, battle of the sexes, yeah, because no one's done like 2 trillion jokes on that. Oh, the downfall of education because of computers, yeah, that's so hilarious. No, like bitching about Nicki Minaj, yeah, that's hilarious because she's a piece of shit. But the downfall of education via just the use of technology instead of intellect, that's just fucking sad. That's why this rant sucked. It's her fault. I'll see you on the potato side.